Okay, so keyboard smartphones is the talk of the town with the Clicks Communicator and the all-new Tight Elite, right, from Unihertz that's coming out, right? The biggest question is, I be getting this in my comments a lot, well, who is these phones are for, right? What's the pros and cons? And I can tell you right now that these keyboard phones, trust me, has a lot of cons than pros, but it doesn't matter because the targeted people that these devices are for is for people like us, right? People that's in the BlackBerry era, that people that's looking for more business type device, keyboard phones, right? But it's a lot of cons with these keyboard devices. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons. And listen, these smartphones are not for everybody, as you will hear me talk about in this video. So let's have some fun. Sit back, relax, and get your popcorn ready and follow me on this journey. Let's go. What's up, guys? This is back with another video. So if you're coming from the BlackBerry era or even the Blackjack, remember the Blackjack? Listen, keyboard devices is like a breath of fresh air. Look, I've been getting a lot of comments, the pros and the cons, and I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts about the pros and the cons, right? But let's talk about the cons first, right? Because it's a lot of them. Let's go. So coming in number one, physical keyboards. Again, if you never use a BlackBerry or a Blackjack, you don't know the keyboard experience, right? It's different. Think about this. If you're a fast typist on a virtual keyboard, you would not be a fast typist on a physical keyboard. It's a learning curve. And listen, in 2026, people don't want to do all that. So you know what? Keep your iPhone, keep your Galaxy. Leave these physical keyboard devices for us. And you know what? That's kind of a kind of using a keyboard device. Coming in number two, if you're a spec head and you want devices with the 8 Gen 20 processor with 100 gigs of RAM in it, guess what? These keyboard devices is not for you because they will not have high-end specs. These will have mid-range specs in it. So listen, these are not high-end spec devices. So if you're a spec head, these devices is definitely not for you. And look, even though I call it a kind, but I would think that a lot of people would say that's a kind because these would not have the 8 Gen 20 processor. It will not have the 8 Gen Elite. It will not have all the RAM. You won't get all that hyped up stuff, overclocking and stuff like that. Stick with your Galaxy, stick with your iPhone because these devices are more mid-rangey. So coming in number three, the camera system. Look, if you're looking for the best cameras on a smartphone, right, these devices is definitely not for you. Look, these keyboard smartphone camera system is going to be subpar at best. No OIS. Most of them going to have poor focusing. You won't get RAW support. You ain't going to get no slow-mo. You're not going to get no pro mode. So if you are looking for the best camera system on the smartphone, keyboard smartphones are not for you. Coming in number four, gaming. If you're a gamer, please, it's no way you buying this phone. Right? No way you buying a phone with a keyboard if you are a gamer, right? You would get a horrible experience as a gamer. Can you play games on these devices? Oh yeah, you can play games on these devices, but why? Why buy a device with a keyboard that's not made for gaming, that's not made for cameras, not made for specs? Why would you buy it for gaming? These devices is not for you. And I don't know if that's a kind, but I'm gonna put that as a kind because if you are looking for a device with high-end specs to game on, keyboard smartphones are not for you. So coming in number five, a smaller display. Look, most of these devices will have 4-inch, 4.5-inch displays. That's not the norm in 2026. Most devices, current devices range between 5.7 to 6.9 inches or higher. So there's no way that you will feel comfortable going from a huge display to a smaller display. These phones are not for you. If you're looking for a big display device, stick with your Android and stick with your iPhone because these keyboard devices is not for you. Plus, not only that it's going to have a 4.5-inch display, but the keyboard is going to take up the rest of the smartphone. So these devices are not for you. And that to me is number five. So coming in number six, high refresh rates, right? In high resolution displays. Look, if you're looking for a device with the high resolution and high refresh rate, these devices go ink out about 1080p 60 frames per second. Now, to be fair, the Clicks Communicator will have a 120 hertz display, but normally keyboard devices like these are going to be 60 hertz, right? I don't know what the resolution on the new Elite device, but we're looking at 1080p 60 frames per second. So if you're a high refresh rate person, if you're a high resolution person that want 1440p displays, these keyboard phones are not for you. Stick with your Android device, your Galaxy, stick with your iPhone, because if you're looking for high refresh rates and high resolution displays, keyboard devices are not for you. And that is number 6. So coming in number 7, the form factor. Most traditional smartphones has a nice, beautiful, classy display up front. The back looks good. Everything looks good. Well, keyboard smartphones is different. You got huge bezels. Look, the back of the devices is not going to be eye-pleasing, right? They're not beautiful. Some of them going to be heavy and bulky. Some of them are wide. Some of them are slim. The form factor is definitely different on keyboard smartphones. And if you're looking for a Beyonce-looking smartphone, these keyboard devices are not for you. Stick with your Galaxy, stick with your iPhone, because these big, bulky, heavy smartphones is not for you. So that, to me, is something that you would not like. So coming in number 8, right? Keyboard devices is not one-handed devices. You would have to use 2 hands to operate these phones. So you can't text and drive, people. You shouldn't text and drive, but I see it a lot, right? I be driving, you look over to the next car, this car over here, they all texting and driving. With keyboard smartphones, you are not texting and driving. And you know what? That's a good thing. You shouldn't text and drive, because if you take both hands off the steering wheel and you trying to text somebody using 2 hands on these big bulky devices, it won't end well. So no, you cannot text and drive with these devices. And so is that a pro or con? These phones are not for you if you're a person that like to text and drive. So coming in number 9, AI. If you're looking for AI software, these keyboard devices are not for you. They will not have all that AI stuff that you're seeing on your iPhone and that you're seeing on your Galaxy. If you're looking for AI and all that good software and all that stuff that's working out for you on your current device, you won't get that on these keyboard phones. So if you're a person that want all that AI, go ahead on and stick with your Android and go ahead on and stick with your iPhone, because if you're looking for heavy AI, it won't be here. No AI cameras, no AI prediction with text and all that stuff like that, looking through your emails and all that stuff like that. It won't happen with these keyboard smartphones. Okay, so that's a lot of cons. I mean, look, keyboard smartphones are not for everybody. And I get these comments. And look, the solution is to keep your Galaxy, keep your iPhone, because these keyboard devices is not for you. But let's talk about some pros. First, it's a keyboard device. That means you can get work done, heavy emailing, typing documents, using the physical keyboard. Think about this. If you type at work a lot, if you're a student and you always using the physical keyboard, you'll be right at home with these type of devices. That is a pro for me. I love physical keyboard devices. Look, I have my second SIM in this device, and I'm absolutely loving typing up all my documents. Think about that. The script that I'm reading right now it was typed on this device and transferred to my computer. So yeah, I typed up a whole script using this keyboard device, and it was good. It felt good. And I think that's a pro. So yes, if you're a heavy typist, if you love keyboards and you want to get rid of all that noise and you want something simplified, these keyboard devices are for you. Coming in number 2, battery life. Look, I've been using keyboard devices off and on, these Unihertz devices. The battery life is like Energizer bunnies. They last forever, right? You definitely can get through the day using these devices. I really love the battery life. Like, I feel like once I get these devices off the charge in the morning, I don't have to worry about battery life. Well, you got a couple of reasons why battery life is so good on these phones. First of all, mid-range processors, right? That's one thing. Second thing is that you're not playing games. You're not doing a lot of other stuff that you'll do on your regular traditional smartphone, right? But as far as for people like myself, I absolutely love the battery life on these devices. I could get 2 days of battery life easy on this Unihertz device. Just typing away, just typing my documents, emails, and like I said, I typed this whole script with my Unihertz Titan, and it was beautiful. I absolutely love it. So yes, battery life is boss on these keyboard devices. So coming in number 3, the price. Right? Not like your traditional smartphone that you're going to spend $1,000 for or above. Look, the Unihertz Titan 2 is coming in at $399. The Clicks Communicator coming in at $399 or $499, which is, I mean, look, most flagships is not at that price. These are mid-range prices, which is great. So you don't break the bank with these keyboard devices. $399, $499. That's gonna be your price point. Now, if you like to spend over $1,000 for a phone, go on to buy your iPhone, buy your Galaxy, right? If you like to spend $2,000, go on to buy your foldables, right? But if you're looking for a nostalgia device, if you're looking for something that's really simple that you like to type with at a very good price, these keyboard devices are for you, and it's for me. I love the price point. So yes, that's definitely a pro with these devices is the price. See what I'm talking about? It's definitely more cons than pros for using a keyboard device, right? Look, I've seen this in a lot of my videos when it comes down to the comments. People are split down the middle. The younger generation, they don't want keyboard phones. The older generation, they love keyboard devices. So it's kind of split down the middle. Look, 2026 is a hype year for me when it comes down to keyboard smartphones because I'm ready for them. Are you ready for them? Let me know down in the comments below. This is Eric. See you guys on the next video. Peace.